Hey and welcome back. I'm currently at Sydney Central Station, and this video is going to be a detailed one about some absolutely massive works that are in the planning stages. These works will be happening above Sydney Terminal being the intercity and country platforms that I'm standing on right now. The plans include building over Sydney Terminal and part of Sydney Yard. Sydney Yard are the tracks that we're seeing now that lead out of Sydney Central Station. So this video will include artist impressions and details of what's happening. There is so much that is going to be happening. It's all in the plans. Works probably won't start for, who knows, another year or two. But yeah, this will be quite interesting. So sit back and enjoy the info. This project will be called Central Precinct. So what is the Central Precinct? The Central Precinct is Transport for New South Wales' vision to renew up to 24 hectares of underutilised land in and around Sydney's Central Station. The renewal will provide new and enhanced public open spaces, new city connections, affordable housing, and celebrate the heritage of the iconic world-class transport interchange. Passenger experience will be improved by new wider country platforms to enable ease of movement for passengers. All platforms connected to the Central Walk Western Extension, improving how passengers interchange from one service to another. Additional natural light to the Grand Concourse, and views across the Grand Concourse towards platforms 1 through to 7. Let's cover the deck. That wasn't meant to be a pun, by the way. The Central Precinct renewal will create a deck over Central's intercity rail lines, providing a new connectivity between Surrey Hills, Chippendale, Haymarket, Redfern, and the CBD. This deck will cover from platforms 1 through to around platform 10 or 11. It'll also cover part of Sydney Yard. As you can see in this artist impression, this means that the platforms mentioned earlier, platforms 1 to 10 or 11, will effectively be underground. Now, I'll share some opinions that I have of this project, some concerns and things like that at the end of this video. Let's take a look at land use. The Central Precinct will have a diverse range of uses including tech and commercial offices, hotel, housing, education, community and cultural spaces with active ground floor uses to include shops, retail and dining, etc. Let's take a look at Eddy Avenue. Eddy Avenue is a walkway into Central Station, and it also houses a couple of cafes and a nice tea shop. This will be transformed into Eddy Avenue Plaza. Eddy Avenue Plaza will be transformed into a new and exciting place and improve the customer arrival experience by providing easier access in and around the Sydney Terminal building. The Grand Concourse, the beating heart of Central Station. The Grand Concourse will be rejuvenated by improving customer experience and creating a vibrant and safe place for all. This will also be an access point to the deck. Located at the Colonnade, a new Central Square will deliver on the vision shared with the City of Sydney for a new public square at Central Station, as one of 3 major public spaces within Central Sydney, connected by a people-friendly spine along George Street. Central Green. Located on the deck above Sydney Terminal's country and interstate platforms, Central Green will create a great new open space for the people of Sydney, landscaped with local indigenous plant species, providing an oasis in the city. Let's have a look at the goods line. The goods line is located off Sydney Yard and runs all the way to the Powerhouse Museum at Ultimo. The renewal at Central creates an opportunity to open up and revitalise the southern section of the goods line, which runs under Broadway through to the Mortuary Station Gardens. This will improve connectivity from the south to Darling Harbour and the Powerhouse Museum. This one's an interesting one, and one I'm personally excited about. The Mortuary Station Gardens. The Mortuary Station, known as Regent Street, is a station on the right-hand side of the train that you may have noticed as you leave Sydney Terminal, or on the left-hand side as you arrive into Sydney Terminal. The Mortuary Station Gardens will be an exciting new open space that will celebrate the existing heritage gardens and provide new community amenities such as a children's play area. It will link Chippendale to Central Avenue and create a new entry to the goods line. So the tunnel at the end of the goods line will link up with the Mortuary Station and Gardens, which is very, very exciting. Central Avenue. Central Avenue will be a place for people to meet, work and spend time. The 18-metre wide vehicle-free pedestrian avenue will connect 3 new places: Central Square, an urban square at the Devonshire Street Link intersection, and the Southern Plaza with expansive views over the Mortuary Station Gardens. Central Avenue will feature new views of the historic Sydney Terminal Clock Tower and provide more green space with lawns and trees. It will also connect to high-quality tech and office space, accommodation such as hotels and residential, bars, restaurants and cafes. Devonshire Square, Link and Bridge. The new Devonshire Square will be a dynamic urban space with direct access to all Central Station platforms via Central Walk. It will create a new meeting place for tech industries to connect and innovate. The Devonshire Link and Bridge will provide an important new community link between Surrey Hills and Chippendale and will enable pedestrian and cycle connections to and through the precinct. So as you saw, there's a lot on the table. A lot of plans on the table for Central Station. I'm just currently on Eddy Avenue. I just want to, voice my opinion, or just a couple of concerns. My opinion on the whole thing, is it's very exciting. I think it's very exciting. It'll be interesting when construction starts. But as I said, these are only plans at the moment. Things could change, but it's been something that's been talked about for quite some time now, so I do think it'll go ahead. Now, the concerns that I have really are seeing that Sydney Terminal, for the most part, will be technically underground or under building, however you want to put it, is that diesel trains won't be able to use these platforms because of the fumes, etc. Steam trains on heritage runs won't be able to use these platforms. Diesel trains such as the XPT, Explorer and Endeavour sets shouldn't be a problem, because by the time that this work is complete, the XPT, Explorer and Endeavour sets will be replaced by the new CAF Civity trains, which are bi-mode trains, bi-mode being electric and diesel. So, diesel will be shut off and pantograph put up to use the overhead electricity. So that's not a problem. But a big thing that will concern me is the Indian Pacific. We'll be using diesel locomotives. However, by the looks of the plans, platforms 11 and 12 won't be covered, so I don't know if the Indian Pacific can use those platforms. That could be an option. And heritage events, so steam trains and heritage diesel and rail motors and things like that, I guess we'll be able to use the uncovered platforms 11 and 12. Transport Heritage Expo, that's something that might be in jeopardy, I guess you could say, because you do have a good few steam trains that attend the event. The diesel rail motors and heritage diesel trains. So that's all something that concerns me about the project. Aside from all that, I think it's pretty exciting. It's just very interesting seeing the artist impressions and what they're wanting to do. Feel free to put in the comments what you think about it, whether you love it or hate it, or in between, or whatever. Everybody's opinion is respected, each to their own. But yeah, when it comes to these diesel trains and the Transport Heritage Expo and steam trains and all that kind of stuff, you never know. I mean, they might be able to cater for that kind of thing. Like the Indian Pacific, they might be able to stop short in Clyde Yard and get people off there and ferry people into Sydney City by coach. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what they do with the Great Southern when it gets to Brisbane. They sort of get people off at Acacia Ridge, which is a freight yard, similar to Clyde Yard, I guess, a little bit. And then they ferry people into Brisbane City from there, I'm pretty sure, by coach. But yeah, as for the steam trains, I don't know, maybe they could hold the Transport Heritage Expo at the new Heritage Hub at Chullora, or maybe they will have room somewhere around Sydney Terminal for the Heritage Expo. Anyway, that's enough of my rant. That's my opinion. That's what's on my mind about the whole project. But again, feel free to put your 2 cents in, or $50 in the comment section. Just your opinion, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and we'll catch you soon. Ciao.